What's going on, folks? Welcome to another live edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, here on the U to the 2. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Now, tonight, we're gonna chat. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk some New Japan Pro Wrestling, mainly get up to date on the current standings of the IWGP World Television Championship tournament. Getting really close to the end for that. We also talk about Pro Wrestling Illustrated's recent edition, talking about the top 150 women's wrestlers of 2022 and a certain someone making the top of the list for the first time ever, Syuri Kondo of Stardom. We're going to talk about that. And we'll talk the usual AEW talk, WWE talk. I had to try to get caught up on a lot of it because I know I still got to do my recap of Rumble on 44th Street, which I just finished watching. But anyway, let's dive in. Let's dive into this current standings of the IWGP World Television Championship tournament. So, we already have one semifinal match set, as we will see a semifinal matchup of House of Torture's Evil versus Suzuki Gun's Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. was able to defeat Alex Zane in the first round and then defeated David Finlay in the second round just recently. And then Evil defeated Aaron Hanare in the first round and then defeated Yoshihashi in the second round. So this ought to be interesting. This ought to be an interesting matchup. Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil in the semifinals. So, honestly, that could probably go either way. I mean, you got two heels going at it. So this matchup could go either way. But I have a feeling that probably Zack Sabre Jr. will win. I could see him going to the finals. I really don't want Evil to go to the finals because, I do not like House of Torture. So I'm hoping Zack Sabre Jr. will defeat Evil and make it to the finals. So that's one semifinal matchup that we already know is on the way. Okay. And then we have the other matches. Sanada defeated Taichi, which was a really good match. That was a really good match. Kenta defeated Hiroki Goto. Part of me was kind of bummed, but I also like Kenta, but I really like Hiroki Goto. So I was a little bit bummed, but it is what it is. I like both guys. Ren Narita with a big upset over the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii. He actually beat him. I was shocked. I was very shocked. But hey, kudos to Ren Narita for knocking out the Stone Pitbull. And then Toru Yano advanced to the second round, defeating the Great Okan, but he had a little assist in the form of the Great Muta. And not only was that big in turning the tide and helping Toru Yano get the victory, but we actually are going to have a match, including the Great Muta at Historic Crossover. November 20th. That's right, y'all. So the Great Muta will wrestle one more time in New Japan Pro Wrestling as he will team up. He'll team up with Kazuchika Okada and Toru Yano to take on United Empire's Aaron Hanare, Jeff Cobb, and the Great Okan. So that should be awesome. That should be really awesome. They added that match on there. The Great Muta will wrestle one more time in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm looking so forward to that. I cannot wait for that. Historic crossover is going to be great. It's going to be so awesome. So yeah. So we have Evil, Zack Sabre Jr. That's our first semifinal matchup. That's set. And then we still got two other matches to determine the other semifinal matchup. So it will be Sonata versus Kenta. That should be really good. I think that'll be really good. And then Ren Narita versus Toru Yano. That's an interesting matchup. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. But you know what? It would not surprise me if Ren Narita might make it to the finals. As crazy as that sounds, Ren Narita might make it to the finals. I mean, he just beat Tomohiro Ishii. So he could totally beat Toru Yano. It's very possible. So, like I said, don't be shocked if some way, somehow, Ren Narita makes it to the finals of this tournament. So I'm already picking Zack Sabre Jr. to be Evil. But yeah, I would totally be all for Ren Narita making it to the finals. Do I think he'll win it? Tough to say. But I mean, if he makes it to the finals, I mean, I gotta figure that he's gonna come away with the title. But I mean, we'll have to see. But I would totally be all for Ren Narita winning this tournament. But it's been interesting so far. It's been very interesting. And like I said, the Great Muta gave the assist to Toru Yano to help him win. The Great Muta's going to wrestle again. So that's exciting. And, you know, now that I think about it, let's take a quick look to see what other matches they have for historic crossover. Because I know that was a new match. So, okay. So, so there's going to be a 6-woman tag team match. So, Saya Kamatani, Lady C, and Azumi, they're going to take on Himeka, Thekla, and Mai Sakurai. Oh, so that got added to the card. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, that got added to the card. Cool. So 6-woman tag match. Of course, we know we got a mixed tag team match. Syuri and Filthy Tom Lawler will take on Julia and Zack Sabre Jr. That should be really good. The Red Queen and the Ace are going to team up. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Utami Hayashishita to take on Maika and Hiroki Goto. I'm looking very forward to that match. You got an 8-person tag match. Members of Suzuki Gun battling it out. You got Natsupoi and Tam Nakano and Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Taichi all on one side, taking on Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, El Desperado, and Doki on the other side. So that ought to be very interesting. Very interesting. And, of course, you know, they just announced the Great Muta's final New Japan Pro Wrestling match. He'll team up with Okada and Toru Yano to take on United Empire's Great Okan, Jeff Cobb, and Aaron Hanare. And it's looking like the IWGP Women's Championship Finals will probably be the main event. I'm thinking that's going to be the main event. But yeah, Mayu Iwatani versus Kairi. So that's going to be phenomenal. That's going to be really phenomenal. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches so far. But I don't think they're done with the card yet. I mean, it's not until November 20th, so there's still plenty of time for them to finalize the card for this. But that's 6 matches right there already. And looks great. Looks really great. And Stardom's going to be busy as well. They just recently kicked off the Goddesses of Stardom Tag League. So they're going to be doing that. We got Hiroshima Goddess Festival coming up in early November. But yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling's going to be busy. They just had Rumble on 44th Street. They're going to be gearing up for the World Tag League and Super Junior Tag League. So, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom are going to be very, very busy. And it just got officially booked that indeed Julia will get her World of Stardom championship match at Stardom Dream Queendom against Syuri. It's official. It's in the books. Julia, this year's 5-star Grand Prix winner, will take on Syuri, the World of Stardom champion. And speaking of Syuri, Pro Wrestling Illustrated released its top 150 women of 2022. And for the first time ever, Syuri, Stardom's current red belt champ, is number 1. So congratulations to Syuri for ranking number 1. Honestly, well deserved. And I really feel like she definitely earned that spot. But it's not to look down on the others, because I mean there were a lot of greats on there. A lot of greats on there. As a matter of fact, the top 10, let me pull up the top 10. 1 second. I'll pull up the top 10. But it was a pretty solid top 10. Yeah, top 10. Here we go. Or actually, I'll do you one better. The top 20. 20 was Utami Hayashishita. Deonna Purrazzo was number 19. Ronda Rousey was number 18. Liv Morgan was number 17. Azumi, number 16. Mickie James, number 15. Number 14 was Masha Slamovich, who has been looking really good, especially after having that Knockouts title match against Jordynne Grace. That was a phenomenal match. Britt Baker, number 13. The Pink Striker, Miyu Yamashita, number 12. Tasha Steelz, number 11. And your top 10, number 10 was Taya Valkyrie. Number 9, Starlight Kid. So Starlight Kid making the top 10. She's been doing a phenomenal job, especially since joining Oedo Tai. Starlight Kid has been fire. I mean, she's been Artist of Stardom, current Artist of Stardom champion. She was a former Goddess of Stardom champion, former High Speed champion. So she's been on a roll. She's had a great run since joining Oedo Tai. Number 8 was Charlotte. I feel kind of iffy about that because she's missed a lot of time, but it's Charlotte. Number 7, the Golden Phoenix, Saya Kamitani, who has had an incredible Wonder of Stardom championship run. And of course, she was last year's Cinderella tournament winner. And, Saya's just been getting better and better, being showcased really well. And, like I said, I really hope she gets a chance to defend her title against Kairi. I still want to see that match. Number 6, Jordynne Grace. Number 5, Jade Cargill. Not really a fan of her, but I can kind of understand why she's on this list. Number 4, Becky Lynch. Number 3, Thunder Rosa. Number 2, Bianca Belair. Number 1, Syuri. And like I said, Syuri becomes the first ever Stardom wrestler to make the top of the list. Now, I'm going to say this. One second. Let me get a swig of coffee. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to get this out of the way. Because there's been so many folks on social media, like Twitter, Facebook, all of the above, that are bashing the mess out of PWI, bashing the mess out of Syuri, talking about, oh, who is that? Who's this nobody at the top of the list? Syuri, I've never heard of her. Who's that? Like, all these dang on WWE stands and AEW stands that are so enclosed in a bubble full of tribalism, why don't any of y'all actually take the time? Now, I understand if you don't know a particular wrestler, that's fine. I understand that. Or if you're not a fan of a particular wrestler, that's fine. But here's my thing. Instead of saying so much of, who's that? Why is she on the list? Who's that? Who's this? Actually take the time to do your research. Actually take the time to look the person up. You might learn something. You might surprise yourself. Who is Syuri? Who is Syuri? How about actually take some time to watch a match of hers? You can find a match of hers on YouTube. It doesn't even have to be Stardom. Just look up a match of hers. That's all. If you don't know who somebody is, just look them up. It's that simple. Like, all these WWE and AEW stands are just ridiculous. Just so caught up in a bubble. Like, you won't take time to expand. Like, I remember hearing about one dude calling Stardom and anything outside of WWE as the indies. And it's just, you got so many uneducated. It's so ridiculous. Expand your minds. Come out of your enclosed bubble. You ask all these questions, who's this? Who's that? Who's Saya Kamatani? Who's Starlight Kid? Look them up. Look them up. It's that simple. So many folks want to bash a wrestler that they've never even seen before just because they're not familiar with them, or, what? Syuri can't take Bianca Belair. Y'all do know that Syuri also was a kickboxer and also was a Pancrase champion and competed in the UFC. Y'all knew that, right? No? That's why you do your research. If you don't know these folks, at least have the common courtesy to say, you know what? This person is in the top 10, top 20, but I've never heard of them. Let me look them up and actually see what they're all about. That's the least you can do. Instead of just running off at the mouth, bashing somebody that you've never even seen before. Come on. Come on. This is to all the Syuri haters out there, to all those that are just bashing Stardom, especially, the Stardom bashers that will talk so much smack, yet have never seen any match in Stardom, ever. I just wish a lot of these folks would just come out of their bubble and just, instead of bashing somebody that they've never seen before or bashing somebody that they're not familiar with, actually take the time to look. Actually research, see why they're considered a great wrestler, why so many others consider them a great wrestler. You might learn something. You might discover something that you've never seen before. Man, And that's why sometimes just the internet wrestling community is just so toxic. Because it's like, it's ridiculous. It's royally ridiculous. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Just want your last Panthers Falcons score prediction. Do you still feel confident those Dirty Birds will need a shower when we're done? I still think, if we execute fully, at least 21-7. 21-7 if we can execute. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But I do feel confident that we can win this game. Absolutely. But I got a chance to read Syuri's interview. I did purchase a digital copy of the issue of PWI. And you know what? It was a really good interview. It was a really good interview. I know she talked about her time when she was SWA champion, and it was such a sentimental value to her because Syuri defended the SWA championship under her heritage, her Filipina heritage. So for those that don't know, Syuri is actually half Japanese, half Filipina. Filipino mother, Japanese father. So with that, she was able to defend her SWA title, even against other Japanese wrestlers, utilizing her half of her Filipina heritage. So I thought that was really cool. And, she talked about her mother and just how difficult at first it was to relinquish the SWA championship. And so for those that didn't know, Syuri actually, I think it was earlier last year, I believe it was. It was either earlier last year or not too long before that her mother had passed away, unfortunately. And she was SWA champion, and she also had the incredible match at I believe it was Stardom Dream Cinderella. It was in the summertime where she had the double draw match with Utami Hayashishita, which still gets praised to this day as one of the best matches of that year. But yeah, she talked about how difficult it was at first to relinquish the SWA title after she won the World of Stardom Championship, which her father and her brother were in attendance for that. That was at last year's Stardom Dream Queendom when she dethroned Utami. But I just thought that was really cool that she got a chance to do that and win the title in front of her family. But yeah, just I can imagine it had to have been difficult for her. But it was really cool that she could, really channel her roots, her Filipina roots, through the time that she held the SWA championship. So I thought that was really cool. She also talked about she wants to someday compete at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's actually on Syuri's wish list. She wants to compete and sell out Madison Square Garden. I think that's awesome. And she would like to also capture the IWGP Women's Championship, which I definitely believe is in her future for sure. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Hey, Jason. Sorry I'm late. Oh no, you're not late. We pretty much just started not too long ago, so you're still at a good time. Is this something that happened this week with Syuri? So yeah, Mike. To recap you. So Syuri, got ranked #1 in PWI's top 150 women wrestlers of 2022. And a lot of the internet wrestling community bashed her and PWI for it, feeling like she did not deserve that top spot compared to like Bianca Belair and Charlotte and others. And just a lot of people are hating on her because number one, a lot of people don't know her, but like they bash her. Like, I don't understand how you can bash somebody you don't know just because your favorite, just because your favorite didn't get that spot, you know? So that was the main thing that just really annoyed the mess out of me. She's #1. Yes, #1 in PWI. And there are other so I don't know when they're gonna resume Goddess of Stardom Tag League, but I know they got some, I believe they got some matches coming up this weekend. I believe they have matches coming up this weekend, but they haven't posted any updates yet. But we had more IWGP World Television Championship matches that went through. We got a semifinal matchup between Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil. So that's semifinal matchup. And then we got Ren Narita versus Toru Yano, and we got Kenta versus Sonata. So those are our remaining those are our current matches upcoming in that tournament. But yeah, with Syuri, you know, I really do hope Syuri gets a chance to travel and even compete in Madison Square Garden. That's on her bucket list. So I would love that to happen for her. And honestly, I really hope Stardom can do a show out here in North Carolina. I would love that. I would really love that. And I know that she, you know, is a hard worker, been in the business a long time. And she even talked about how she put together God's Eye, because one of the things Syuri had wanted to do was start her own faction. And that was pretty much her immediate goal after, you know, she lost the Goddess of Stardom tag titles, where she was partnered with Julia as Ali Kaba. So she actually scouted Ami Sourei for the group. And then, of course, Mirai and Tomoka Inaba volunteered. They wanted to join God's Eye. But yeah, she originally scouted Ami Sourei. And that's how Ami Sourei eventually led to God's Eye. So I thought that was pretty interesting. She talked about that in her interview. Mike says, I meant she deserves the #1 ranking. Facts. And she's a multi-sport athlete. Facts. And maybe she's done some charity work on the side also. Wouldn't surprise me. And her match with Utami was a 5-star rated Meltzer match. Facts. Facts. It's still a match talked about to this day. And she even talked about it in her interview, which, like I said, it was a pretty long interview. But she definitely sees that as one of her favorite matches. And the only thing that she was really bummed about was that she didn't really get a chance to defend the SWA title against Konami because Konami got sick. So she was bummed out about that, but happy that Saki Kashima stepped in. And she said she was a suitable replacement. So, hey, big props from Syuri to Saki Kashima. But yeah, because you know how close and tight Syuri and Konami are. I mean, Konami's pretty much a limited time member of God's Eye. And you know, I just really, I really thought it was a very good in-depth interview with Syuri, and honestly, I hope she continues to be successful, not only in Stardom, but hopefully, like I said, she gets a chance to travel to the States because I would love to meet her and see her live. And she wants that IWGP Women's Championship, and I could see her winning it. It might be a long while, but I could see her winning it. Maybe after she loses the red belt, I could see her going after that. Mike says something no one talked about. Was Unagi Sayaka treated bad in Stardom, or did she leave because she wants to expand her resume? That is a good question. If I remember correctly, she talked about this some on I think her Instagram live. Like, I don't know if it was like some sort of feedback from the fans or whatnot, but I was just under the impression that she wanted to, I guess, branch out. Because I mean, she's been competing in Diana. I think she also recently competed in Marvelous and Just Tap Out. But she's still part of Stardom. I just think it's on, like, I guess, a limited role or something like that. But that's a good question. But I think she did say that she didn't officially leave Stardom. I don't think she officially left Stardom. But I mean, I can understand wanting to expand and whatnot. Oh, actually, hold up. I take that back. Hold up. So apparently the word is that, well, I guess according to Wikipedia, her poor performance in the 5-star Grand Prix tournament determined her to blame her bad management and booking, which is the reason why she announced on October 4th that she's left the oh, so she's left the promotion. She's a free agent, but would still be a member of Cosmic Angels. Okay, that explains it. That explains it. So she is a freelancer. Ooh, yo. Okay, so okay, yeah, so I was right because she wrestled in Just Tap Out. She defeated Owie recently, and she wants a shot at Tomoka Inaba's Queen of JTO Championship. Yeah, she made a video from her room with cosmic imagery around it. Yeah, so that's what it was, Mike. She has left Stardom, or quote unquote taken a break from Stardom to be a freelancer, and but she's still a member of Cosmic Angels. So that's interesting. That is interesting. I'm glad you brought that up, Mike, because I didn't even realize this. So, hey, maybe she can make a trip to the States, DPW perhaps. Hey, I hope the folks from DPW keep an eye out for her because I would love for her to make an appearance in the States. Why not? Shoo. Why not? But I mean, when y'all think about it, I mean, you look at her Stardom resume. Her Stardom resume isn't really big. I mean, she's a former Artist of Stardom champion and a Future of Stardom champion. So I mean, her resume is not big. And while it seemed like she was at one point getting some momentum, I was actually pretty surprised that she did so badly in the 5-star. I would have thought she would have done much better, but had a terrible record, and she was, disappointed with the overall booking. And I mean, I don't blame her. I definitely, I don't blame her. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, what? She only won what? One match? Two matches. She won two matches in the 5-star Grand Prix. So, I mean, it is a bummer for her. But I mean, at the end of the day, if she had a chance to leave Stardom and be freelancer, then you know what? So be it. So be it. I mean, hopefully, I would like to see her get a chance to come to the States. If that's something she's interested in, and explore the States. Maybe get an appearance on AEW, DPW. Maybe do a few, see if she can get booked. See what she thinks. You know what I mean? She might like it. She might like it. But I mean, if she wants to do, just tap out, Diana, Marvelous, if she wants to explore, I say more power to her. Mike says that makes sense. Maybe Rossi is relaxing his grip on the contracts. Yeah, teaming up with NJPW and their New Blood event. Maybe even a WWE appearance. Nah. I'm not confident that she would get an opportunity in WWE. In all honesty, I doubt that. And honestly, I don't even know if I'd want to see that personally. I mean, they're not even doing anything with Syuri. They're not even doing anything with Syuri. So I'm not confident that she would do well in WWE or be given an opportunity personally. But let me see, how old is she? 33? Because she originally I know she was part of DDT and she competed at Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling under her real name, Unagi Himawari. Unagi Himawari. That's so hard to say fast. But I don't know if she may consider going back to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Maybe. But I mean, if anything, I'm glad that it seems that she's going to have options. And there's nothing wrong with options. Explore your options and go from there. And really go from there. So I wish her the best. I like her. I like her. She was one of my favorite members of Cosmic Angels. So I wish her the best. And, I hope she'll be happy. And I hope she'll get some good opportunities, whether it's in Japan and the States, wherever she'll be happy. But also, apparently Saya Kamatani has been doing some judo training in preparation for her title defense on November 3rd, which is Hiroshima Goddess Festival. So that's going to be really good. That's going to be really good. Also, at Historic Crossover, I forgot to mention this. There's going to be a Stardom Rambo. So another Stardom Rumble. So definitely looking forward to that. Not to mention, it's going to be in English, y'all. So Historic Crossover is going to be in English on NJPW World. That's what's up. It's going to be in English. Oh, snap. I'm going to definitely have to jump on that. So it's good to see that that's going to be in English. So totally looking forward to that. But we still got a little ways to go. Like I said, their next show will be Hiroshima Goddess Festival on November 3rd, and that's going to be loaded. Mike says she could go to NXT for a while. And remember your theory about Kairi losing to Mayu Iwatani? What if Kairi decides to return to the WWE? Triple H would bring her back and has the money. So here's the problem with that. So for the first part, her going to NXT, like I said, they're not doing anything with Syuri. So I'm not so sure they would do anything with Unagi. Because they got Syuri sitting right there, and they're not doing anything with her. You see what I mean? That's why I'm not confident in Unagi getting an opportunity in WWE. I'm not confident. And then Kairi losing to Mayu, Kairi returning to the WWE, doubt it. After what she went through, I doubt it. And I honestly don't think she wants to come back to the States on a permanent basis, you know, because you have to remember she was away for so long. You know, she got married, you know, she didn't have a chance to really spend a lot of time with her husband. She runs a gym now. So I don't see it. I really don't see it happening. And you know, which is why I was saying, like, if she loses to Mayu, I could see her in the Cinderella tournament. Because, like I said, she's never won a Cinderella tournament. Now, the only thing that I would really want to see if Kairi came back to the U.S. is that we would get a singles match between her and Asuka. That's legit all I really care about. If she was in the WWE, for her to have her singles match against Asuka. But yeah, I really, and don't get me wrong, Triple H does like Kairi. Definitely Triple H loves Kairi. That's apparent. I do agree with that. I mean, she won the freaking Mae Young Classic. But I'll be very surprised if she shows any interest to return to the States. No matter what happens, I need to see this Iwatani Kairi match. So much emotion. So you know what? Let's talk about this matchup. Mayu Iwatani, the icon of Stardom, versus Kairi, the Pirate Princess. 2/3 of Freedom will go at it on November 20th at Historic Crossover. Both have very similar resumes. Pretty similar. Mayu has a little more, but of course, you know, Mayu has been with Stardom, you know, for the longest time. You know, Kairi went to WWE for a while. Kairi should be where she's appreciated, and Kana Asuka needs to come home too. Would be nice. She's not being used either right now. I think she's kayfabe hurt, but she's not being utilized either. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at this matchup. Both have very similar resumes. I mean, Kairi. Actually, you know what? Let me spread this out. Okay. Mayu Iwatani, 5-time Artist of Stardom champion. Kairi, 4-time Artist of Stardom champion. Mayu, 2-time Goddess of Stardom champion. Kairi, 3-time Goddess of Stardom champion. Mayu, 1-time High Speed champion. Kairi, has never won the high-speed championship. Mayu is a two-time Wonder of Stardom champion. Kairi, a one-time Wonder of Stardom champion. And also, Mayu did win the Wonder of Stardom championship tournament as well. Mayu, two-time World of Stardom champion. Kairi, one-time World of Stardom champion, who also won the tournament in 2015. Both ladies have won a 5-star Grand Prix. Mayu did it in 2018. Kairi did it in 2015. Both have won a Goddess of Stardom Tag League. Mayu did it in 2015 with Io Shirai. Kairi Sane did it in 2016 with Yoko Bito. Let's see. Mayu has won the Cinderella tournament twice, 2015, 2016. Kairi has never won a Cinderella tournament. Mayu is your current SWA Undisputed Women's Champion. Kairi has never won that title. Yeah, very similar resumes, but Mayu is also the second Grand Slam champion in Stardom history. Of course, Io Shirai was the first. Mayu has 8 Stardom year-end awards. Kairi has 6. Mayu has 3 5-star Grand Prix awards. Kairi has 1. These two ladies go way back. Way back. Mayu made her debut in 2011. Kairi made her debut 2012. Mayu, 29. Kairi, 34. Both are from the Yamaguchi Prefecture, with Kairi being from Hikari, Yamaguchi, Japan. Mayu Iwatani from Mine, Yamaguchi, Japan. These two ladies have so much in common. Both were part of the Black Lotus Triad in Lucha Underground. And like I said, they are 2/3 of one of the greatest trios in Stardom history, Threedom. Mike says they're identical except for Kairi never being a Cinderella princess. She has a smile to make Prince Charming break. Yeah, Kairi has never won a Cinderella tournament, never won the SWA title, and has never won the high speed title. Although, I mean, I wouldn't really consider, Kairi's not really I was going to say Kairi's not really known for high speed, but she can do it. She can do it. Mike says, can Kairi use her wish to get an IWGP Women's title rematch? She can use her wish on anything. She could. She could. I mean, that's the rules of the Cinderella tournament. You win it, you get one wish. The thing that stands out, though, is that the record is 0-3 for Cinderella tournament winners that have wished for the red belt. So personally, I would love for her to take care of two birds with one stone. And the way she does that, wins the Cinderella tournament for the first time in her career, wishes for a red belt title match, and she wins. That's two birds with one stone. That's killing two birds with one stone. That's why I feel like they got options. They got serious options with Kyrie, whether they want to put the IWGP Women's Championship on her or have her next year win the Cinderella tournament and win the red belt. Because honestly, if I could see anybody that would be a great fit to dethrone Syuri, it's Kyrie. So that's my thing with that. But I'm excited. I'm very excited for that match. And I think Mayu versus Kyrie has an opportunity to be a match of the year candidate. Because you got to remember, in Kyrie's return match, she teamed with Mayu. And I know later she also teamed with Tam Nakano, but Mike says, and if Kyrie remains in Stardom for a while, what faction does she join? After this, I'll head out. Love you, brother. I mean, that's tough. I can't really see her in a faction. I really can't. Like, I don't know if I could see her in a faction, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, and in all honesty, Mike, that's tough. That's tough. What faction would you like to see her in? What faction would you like to see her in? Because honestly, I think you may have to keep her unaffiliated. Personally, I think you got to keep her unaffiliated. But what do you think? What do you think? I would love to hear what faction you feel she would fit best in. Because I was really under the impression that she probably needs to stay unaffiliated. But I mean, you never know. You never know. I guess if I had to, well, I mean, maybe Cosmic. Nah, well, I just feel like it would be hard for her. I guess the issue that I'm having is it would be hard for me to see her in a faction that she's not a leader of. You know what I mean? Because it's Kyrie. You know what I mean? So I feel like if she's going to be in a faction, she needs to be the leader. I really believe she needs to be the leader. So that's why I'm having a tough time with that question, because I don't see her playing second fiddle to Tam Nakano. I don't see her playing second fiddle to Syuri. I definitely don't see her in Oedo Tai, so that's out of there. I don't see her playing second fiddle to Mayu and Stars. So, Mike says Stars is obvious unless she makes her own. I mean, but that's another thing. I mean, with Mayu being the leader of Stars, I don't know if she want to play second fiddle to Kyrie. So personally, I think her making her own stable would probably make the most sense. I think that would make the most sense if she made her own stable. You know, do what Syuri did. You know, maybe she wins the IWGP Women's Championship. She might form her own stable. I mean, heck, that's pretty much what Syuri did. That's pretty much what she did. So hey, maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happens. But and then when you think about it, if she wins the IWGP Women's Championship, that means she will most likely get a chance to travel overseas. Because remember, the whole idea with that title is to also get a chance to travel. So, hey, we could see Kyrie back in America sometime soon if she wins. That's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. All I know is I'm excited. I'm very excited for historic crossover. And they were featured in the latest Weekly Pro Wrestling, Kyrie and Mayu on the cover. Like that match, that's gonna be a banger of a match. I cannot wait. Those two haven't faced each other in a very long time. So I am pumped. I am so pumped. Mike says she could recruit the girls from Colors. Ooh. Ooh. Hmm. You know, that might not be a bad idea. Because, I mean, right now they're a subunit of Cosmic Angels. Maybe recruit Saki, get the members of Colors. You know what? Why not? Maybe some Prominence girls. Ooh, now that that I'm not too sure. Because we got to remember, Prominence, they're a deathmatch group. So I don't know about Prominence. Being that, ladies like Risa Serra and Suzu Suzuki, they're a deathmatch group. I can't see Kyrie part of that. I can't see that. I really can't. Like if they weren't a deathmatch group, then I'd be for it. But they're a deathmatch group, so that's the only thing that's keeping me from buying into that. Which I hope, after how both Suzu Suzuki and Risa Serra did in the 5-star, I'm hoping they'll sign to Stardom. I'm hoping they will, but the issue with that is they would probably have to sacrifice not doing death matches if they're Stardom full time. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's really, really tough. It's really tough. But and we'll have to see what happens. Stardom is getting more and more attention, more noticed. So I mean, anything can definitely happen. But Kyrie leading a faction would be interesting. Would be very interesting. You know what, Mike? I thank you for sharing that with me. I'm gonna present that to the wrestling Discord I'm in because I'm very curious to see what people think about Kyrie leading a faction. So I thank you for bringing that topic up because that's good. That's a good discussion. That's a really good discussion. Yeah, that's a really good discussion. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Let's see a couple of other things. I guess we'll go into WWE. I guess we could save AEW for last. Just only a couple of highlights that stuck out to me with Raw. Crazy Nikki Cross is back. Thank God. Oh my goodness. That Nikki ASH superhero bullcrap was so terrible. So terrible. I am so glad Sanity Nikki is back. Like, Oh my goodness. Y'all have no idea how long I've wanted that to happen. Like, oh my goodness. All right, Mike. Glad you made it safely. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. And yeah, God bless you too. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you soon. John Elite, what's up? Yeah, brother. Yeah. Finally, Crazy Nikki is back. It's been long overdue. But thankfully, Sanity Nikki is back. So I was definitely happy to see that. And is Young still with Impact? So good question. From what I've heard, I think either his contract is up or it's on the way to being up. And he has expressed that if Triple H wants him back, he would be willing to come back to the WWE. So, John Elite, it is very possible. It is very possible that Eric Young may return to the WWE. That's what the word is. So, it's very possible. Bianca Belair lost on Raw to Bayley. More momentum building up for Bayley going into Crown Jewel. I'd love to see Sanity booked properly. Facts. Hey, Ikaim Hannon, good to see you. It's been a while. Jay Uso, you need some straightening. Oh man, we'll definitely get into that. But that oh my goodness, SmackDown was interesting. It's getting more and more interesting with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn, and him, I guess, gonna become a full-time Oos instead of an honorary Oos. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Johnny Gargano took a loss on Raw to Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is back, and he's got JBL in his corner. JBL managing Baron Corbin. Looks like his luck is going to be turning around. But still, I still like Lone Wolf Baron Corbin the best. But I mean, him being paired with JBL could work. That could work, That could totally work. So Elias is back. Ezekiel has been let go. Future endeavored. Yeah. But he got a chance to wrestle. Defeated Chad Gable, so it was good to see him back in the ring. R-Truth. It was really good to see R-Truth being busy. R-Truth had a match on Raw, had an appearance on NXT, and the word is, I believe, him and Shelton Benjamin are going to be a tag team. So, I'm happy for R-Truth. R-Truth is getting up there in age, but he's still in great shape. So I'm happy for R-Truth getting busy, getting some TV time, getting a match. Definitely happy for R-Truth. John Elite says, agreed. I loved Lone Wolf Corbin, not so much for Constable Corbin. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Totally. I am with you. We know we're going to get the OC versus Judgment Day at Crown Jewel. Oh, the OC, Carl Anderson. Let's talk about that. So Carl Anderson is refusing to relinquish the never openweight championship. This is such a bummer because I met the OC last year at WrestleCade. Man, look, dude. Do the right thing. I mean, if you're all for that Saudi money, if you want to, do all that at Crown Jewel, dude, that's fine. But do the right thing. From one fellow North Carolinian to another, do the right thing. Relinquish the title. Relinquish the title. I know that's not how Hikuleo wants to win it, but relinquish the title. You got double booked. Both parties knew. And, I mean, I get it. But at the same time, if you're not going to do the right thing, it's going to be a very bad look for future foreigner champions. Because if it's one thing with Japan, you do not want to break agreements. You do not want to break agreements. So, and the funny thing is Wheeler Yuta was double booked. And yet, he ended up honoring his commitment. So, I know it's a sticky situation, but it's like, if you know you're going to do Crown Jewel, that's what you're set on, do the right thing. Relinquish the title. But this could be a work. This could be a work as well, y'all. Because, I mean, on some of the tweets, it did show when the OC returned to Raw, Gallows and Anderson returned to Raw, there were tweets about it, and even WWE retweeted, as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling tweeted their return. So I don't know. Could this be a work? Could this be a work? And could it possibly lead to maybe Triple H pulling a fast one and securing a partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling? It's only speculation. It's only speculation. I think this is very unlikely, but it's not impossible. But here's the thing, though. New Japan Pro Wrestling already has a partnership with Pro Wrestling Noah. And, they've done, a Forbidden Door and some stuff with AEW. And they even have had some of their talent compete in Impact Wrestling. I mean, Kushida was an example. So, I mean, I don't know. But fact of the matter is, Carl Anderson, if you're not going to be defending the title in November, dude, relinquish the belt. Relinquish the belt. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Continuing on. But yeah, it was good to see R-Truth back in the ring. Looks like they got a nice little feud going on with Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali. I like what they're doing there. Hopefully that grows into something really good. But I think that could be special. I think that could definitely be special. Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali, I think that could be really good. We know we're going to get Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. Their feud is really starting to get pretty crazy, pretty heated. So that should be really good. And they really had Omos in a 4-on-1 handicap match. Really? Really? I'm sorry, but if Omos beats Braun Strowman, I'm going to be mad. If he beats Braun Strowman, I'm going to be mad. Because all they keep giving him are squash matches, with the exception of Bobby Lashley. And then, of course, remember before that, he was Raw Tag Team Champion with AJ Styles. And it's like, If he beats Braun Strowman, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. I mean, just showcasing him constantly in these squash matches, and then once in a blue moon, we'll have a legit match against a formidable opponent. It's like, it's not believable. It's not believable. John Elite, yeah, you're right. Majority of Omos's matches are handicap matches. Facts. Facts, especially lately. Two on ones, 3-on-1s. Recently had a 4-on-1. It's like, it's getting kind of ridiculous. It's getting really ridiculous. But yeah, but it's good to see Nikki Cross is back. And not only did she attack Bayley, but she attacked Bianca Belair as well. So Nikki, she don't care who it is. She attacked everybody. And that's what I love to see. But it also makes me wonder, does Bayley dethrone Bianca Belair at Crown Jewel? Does she complete the Trinity and Damage Control hold the titles? Bayley couldn't get it done at Extreme Rules. But does she pull it off at Crown Jewel? John Elite says they better not pull off Wardlow do 20-on-1 with Omos. Oh, sure. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I hope not, because that was a waste of a match. That was such a waste of a match. So I agree. They better not do that. They better not do that. But let's see. But yeah, R-Truth showed up at NXT, and he's going to get a match next week with Grayson Waller, so that ought to be good. I think this might be, is this R-Truth's first match in NXT? I think it is. I think it is, so that ought to be entertaining. My girl Shotzi took it to Lash Legend. Love my girl Shotzi. Katana, Chance, and Caden Carter had a successful NXT Women's Tag Team title defense against Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons, which I'm hoping, but it looks like there's still going to be a tag team. I really want to see Nikita and Zoe as single stars. They need to really be single stars, but I guess they got to do what they got to do because there's not really any tag teams, any women's tag teams in NXT. I mean, there's not many. So I guess they got to do what they got to do. It's just a bummer. We saw the reunited Indus Sher, Veer, Sangha destroying the Creed brothers. So Indus Sher is back. I'm actually glad to see that. I'm really glad to see that. The whole Sangha as being a face just really didn't look right to me. It didn't look right to me. So honestly, I think they made the right call reuniting Indus Sher. So I think that'll be good. I think that'll definitely be good. And it's another tag team added to the NXT tag team division. So, hey, I'm all for it. I'm totally for it. So good move. And Pretty Deadly had a NXT tag title defense against Indris Inoue and Malik Blade, which was a really good match, by the way. Really good match. That tag team looked really good. I know they didn't win, but they looked really good. So I was really happy that they had such a good match. So they had Indy Hartwell versus Sol Ruca. Now, I know Indy Hartwell won, which honestly, it's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, they just recently debuted Sol Ruca, and already she loses like her second match after her debut. I know she's been mainly competing on NXT Level Up, but on her main NXT debut, she won, and then in her second match, she loses to Indy Hartwell. That's not a good look. That's really not a good look. But of course, afterwards, Elektra Lopez strikes. So she attacks both superstars. So it's good to see Elektra Lopez. Looks like they got a plan for her, even though she's not with Legado del Fantasma anymore. It's good to see that they're going to use her. So I'm very happy for that. I just wish they would freaking do the same thing with Syuri, who's just sitting there, which I believe she's back from Japan. So I don't know when the heck they're going to finally use Syuri again. Like, I don't know what the heck they're waiting for. Like, come on. Chop, chop, chop. Can we see some Syuri? Come on now. Don't leave her sitting there in catering. And then, of course, the big surprise in NXT. The newest member of Schism was revealed, and it turned out to be The Rock's daughter, Ava Raine. I'm not going to lie, it kind of sounds like a porn star name. And Cross's words, TikTok. Yes, TikTok. TikTok to the max. I agree. Ava Raine. Well, I mean, not exactly who I thought. Not exactly who I thought it would be, but I mean, hey, my main thing is I can't wait to see her in-ring debut. Have to see how her training has done for her and see what she can do in the ring. So I'm looking forward to her in-ring debut. John Elite says, I thought it was going to be Isla Dawn. You know what? Isla Dawn would have made more sense. The White Witch. That would have made more sense. But, I mean, I guess it was just one of those they had to eventually, I guess they were ready to debut The Rock's daughter. And it looks like she's going to, she has a different persona, So at least it's good to see that they're not just going to ride her as, oh, it's The Rock's daughter. You know what I mean? So at least there's a positive in that. I mean, is it weird? Yeah. But I'm very curious to see how this goes. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see her in-ring debut. I want to see what she can do. JD McDonough beat Ilya Dragunov in the main event. Pretty much beat the crap out of him to the point where choked him out, and then he was just spewing blood. It was kind of nasty. So bad that they had to put Ilya Dragunov on a stretcher. So JD McDonough trying to put himself or keep himself in the title picture, which of course we know Bron Breakker is still the NXT champion. But yeah, it was a very interesting episode of NXT. They showed another vignette of the burning mask, which it looks like it's going to be T-Bar going back to being Donovan Dijakovic. But yeah, very interesting episode of NXT. SmackDown. So a lot of, oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. So the scripts tease. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Thank you, John Lee, for reminding me that. The scripts tease. Who could that be? Whoever it is, they claim that they want to destroy and take down NXT, bring chaos to NXT. I really have no idea who it could be. Which I don't know if NXT is going to do another premium live event before the end of the year. They might. I haven't heard anything yet. They just finished doing Halloween Havoc. So not sure when this script will be revealed. Hopefully, soon. But I am curious to know what they're going to do with that. But the speaker had a disordered voice. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who it could be. I don't know who it could be. But I'm sure it's to spice things up. Oh, yeah, that's right. They announced NXT Deadline the same day as Final Battle. That's right. They were going to compete with Final Battle. That's right. Which I believe that is, if I remember correctly, December 10th. Yeah, I think that's December 10th. Yeah, December 10th. Yep, I was right. Yeah, because that's the same day as Final Battle, which Final Battle this year will be in Texas, Arlington, Texas, at the College Park Center. So, yeah, that's right. NXT Deadline. Interesting name. Definitely a very interesting name. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll build something up that'll lead to them being revealed either at that time or maybe just before it. But I mean, December 10th, we got a ways to go before we get to December 10th. So we got a little bit of a ways to go. But it'll be interesting to see what they do and how they build a card for that. Also, word is that Carmelo Hayes competed on a dark match on the main roster recently. So I don't know. Maybe just we'll see Carmelo Hayes on the main roster. Personally, I thought he was going to end up joining Hit Row, which could still happen. But I was under the impression that tonight he was going to team with Hit Row against Legado del Fantasma, but it ended up being Shinsuke Nakamura. But Carmelo Hayes had a dark match. So, hey, I think it was against Ricochet, if I remember correctly. I think that's who it was against. I could be wrong. But he recently had a dark match. So we could see Carmelo Hayes debut on the main roster soon. And like I said, I think him joining Hit Row would be big. Maybe Trick Williams accompanies him. I don't know. But I would like to see Trick Williams wrestle more. So he might stay down in NXT. I don't know. But I could see him joining Hit Row for sure. Let's see. But yeah, SmackDown. So we got some dissension going on with the bloodline. Jey Uso will let Sami Zayn know how he feels. And of course, this is leading to Roman Reigns going to make Sami Zayn a full-time Uso. No more honorary Uso, but a full-time Uso. And I mean, I feel like this is just more and more build-up to the eventual downfall of the bloodline. But I still think it's going to start with the Usos losing the tag titles first. And it's probably going to be in the form of Sami Zayn costing them the match. Whether it's intentionally or accidentally, it'll probably be accidentally. But I think that's where the downfall of the bloodline will start. And I think it's going to be initiated through Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn accidentally costs the Usos the tag titles. As far as who they'll drop them to, I have no idea. But I think that's where the downfall is going to really start to take shape. You know what I mean? I mean, there's already dissension. I mean, Jey Uso does not like Sami Zayn. There's already that. You know, Roman Reigns has pretty much kind of had Sami's back. So, I mean, it's only a matter of time. They're just building it up more and more and more. That's all. They're just building it up more and more. But just give it time. Give it time. The New Day defeated the maximum male models, which that gimmick is so trash. It's really, really trash. We also had a return to SmackDown. Emma is back in the WWE. I did not see that coming at all. I did not see that coming. But Emma has returned, and thank God she's not the Emelina persona. Thank God. But she's pretty much rocking the Tenille Dashwood look. But Emma is back in the WWE, and she answered an open challenge from Ronda Rousey. And you know what? She looked good. It was a good match. It was actually a good match. I was shocked. It was a good match. Emma looked good, but lost via submission. But yeah, it was an open challenge for the title. And, Emma did what she usually does, the running Emma sandwich, the dilemma. She looked good. She looked good. So, hey, welcome back to the WWE, Emma, a.k.a. Tenille Dashwood. So, okay, Triple H, I see you. I see you. And word is that Chelsea Green is supposedly making her way back to the WWE. Believe she's finishing up or just finished up her last stint in Impact Wrestling, because her and Deonna Purrazzo lost the Impact Knockout Tag Team titles to the Death Dolls. So hey, looks like Chelsea Green is supposedly on her way back to the WWE. John Elite says, glad to see Emma's back. I was expecting Chelsea to answer Ronda's open challenge. Yeah, that would have made sense as well. That would have made sense. I agree. But yeah, Emma. And I'm just glad it wasn't the Emelina persona. So, but yeah, new addition to SmackDown with Chelsea Green on her way as well. So hey, I can dig it. And it looks like Shayna Baszler, although was once tagged with Natalya, looks like has shown her true colors. She put Natalya to sleep, and she sides with Ronda Rousey, which, I mean, that's 2/4 of the 4 horsewomen of MMA. So not surprised there. But I don't know, y'all. Could this be a ruse that might eventually lead to Shayna versus Ronda Rousey at some point? Probably not anytime soon, but hey, could happen. John Elite says, does Cardona come with Chelsea if she does return? That's a good question. I don't think so. I mean, Matt Cardona, I think he's still with Impact. And you got to remember, he's been staying busy. I mean, he's been competing in Impact Wrestling, GCW, and NWA. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he necessarily goes back to WWE. But I mean, I guess it's not impossible. But he's just been really busy between NWA, GCW, and Impact. So if he does return, it's not going to be anytime soon. I would imagine it won't be anytime soon. Let's see. And as I mentioned earlier, Shinsuke Nakamura teamed up with Hit Row to defeat Legado del Fantasma. So that was pretty cool. You know what? It was very cool to see that Madcap Moss didn't get squashed by Karrion Kross. They actually had a legit match. I was shocked to see that, but I was very happy. But hey, they actually had a legit match. So I was really happy to see that. But Kross did eventually put Madcap Moss down the rabbit hole and into the cross jacket. So talked a little bit of smack, which he has a cage match with Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel, which I know Drew McIntyre was absent because he was at Sheamus's wedding, which congratulations to Sheamus. He just got married. So congratulations to Sheamus. That's why we haven't seen him in a while. So congratulations to him. And I'm kind of at a crossroads with this whole White Rabbit, Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy sort of thing. I mean, it's probably Bray Wyatt, but I don't know. It's definitely creepy and eerie and very interesting storyline. So I'm very curious to see what they do with Bray Wyatt. And apparently there's talks about him going up against Roman Reigns, but I hope not anytime soon. I think they still need to really build this up. Yeah, congrats to Sheamus. Indeed. But yeah, this Uncle Howdy. But it probably is Bray Wyatt, though. It probably is Bray Wyatt. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. But I mean, who knows? It could take shape sooner or later. But you know, they gotta build it up a little more. Because I mean, Bray Wyatt not too long ago just returned. So they gotta continue to build this up. I just wonder when he's gonna have his first match back. I wonder when he's gonna have his first match back. But so after this week, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches for Crown Jewel, which is next Saturday. So 7 matches booked. So Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair versus Bayley, is going to be a last woman standing match. I think it's Bray's prosthetics. It could be. It could be. It could be. Seemingly, it looks that way. Okay, so the Brawling Brutes are also getting a shot at the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, which the Usos are defending. You got Braun Strowman versus Omos. You got the cage match, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. You got Judgment Day versus the OC, which is a 6-man tag team match. So that's the whole OC, Gallows, Anderson, and AJ Styles taking on Judgment Day's Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. And then, Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Not too bad of a card. There's some matches on here that can potentially be good. I mean, Brock versus Bobby Lashley, I think, will be really good. The OC versus Judgment Day, I think, can be really good. Bianca Belair and Bayley again. The Brawling Brutes, they looked really good at the last pay-per-view, and them and the Usos, so there's that. This could end up being a pretty decent pay-per-view, Crown Jewel. So I think it's got potential. I'm not too thrilled about Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. Not thrilled about that. Not thrilled about Braun Strowman versus Omos, but as long as Braun Strowman wins, I'll be happy. So overall, looks like a pretty decent card. I think it could work. AEW. So AEW. Now we know that ROH Final Battle got announced, and there's going to be some upcoming news eventually about ROH weekly programming. So my guess is they might save it for Final Battle, perhaps. But something tells me that ROH weekly probably won't begin until next year. That's my guess. John Elite says, I will be mad if Logan's the one to dethrone Roman. I don't think he will. I honestly don't think he will. Dude, the internet wrestling community will, just totally break if Logan Paul dethrones Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. That might be equivalent to a riot. Yeah. But we'll see. I don't think it's gonna happen, but they've done crazy stuff before, so it's we've seen crazy stuff happen. But yeah, and Chris Jericho signed a multi-year deal with a multi-year extension with AEW, which I believe it is through 2025, through December 2025. He will also have more responsibilities with AEW. He'll also be a producer and creative advisor in addition to continuing as a mentor to young talent. So congratulations to Chris Jericho on getting that extension. I think he'll do well. I think he'll do really well. Big name in the business, has been around for a long time, and I think he has so much to offer and to give back. So congratulations to Chris Jericho on his extension with AEW. Very happy for him. And the word is that Juice Robinson is signed with AEW and Bandito is signed with AEW. But I'm going to wait until I actually see the graphic, the All Elite graphic. I'm not going to jump to conclusions because Juice Robinson has swerved us before. So I am not going to jump to that conclusion. But yeah, I really feel that Banditos is more legit than Juice Robinson, but we'll see. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. AEW Dynamite. Dynamite was good. Dynamite was pretty good. Swerve and Our Glory became number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championships. They defeated FTR. It was a great match. And of course, there was some cheating. But, the Guns were a big part of what helped Swerve and Our Glory win. And you know what? A lot of folks still want to see FTR win those titles, but it's like they don't need 4 sets of titles. They do not need 4 sets of titles. They don't need 4 sets of titles. I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress that enough. A great tag team match. Claudio and Wheeler Yuta teamed up, took care of business over Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia, leaving Chris Jericho reeling. I mean, reeling. Claudio hit him with that neutralizer. Woo-wee. Claudio looking strong. I loved it. Totally loved it. John Elite says, I can't ever recall the last time FTR defended the AAA tag titles. It's been a while, but they do have a defense coming up. They do have a defense coming up. But yeah, they do have a defense coming up though. I think it's in November. I don't remember the date, but they do have a defense coming up. I think what was no, I'll save that part. Wheeler Yuta talked some smack to Bryan Danielson. I mean, tried to get him fired up and such. And happy birthday, Wheeler Yuta. I've met him before, so had to get that in. But, there was some tension there between Wheeler Yuta and Bryan Danielson. But it looked like it didn't bother him because he pretty much took it to Sammy Guevara, beat him down to the point where the referee had to stop the match. I mean, he locked in that triangle choke and made him pass out. So looks like Bryan Danielson wasn't really phased. Oh man. You had well, I won't say incredible because there were a few botches, just with the pacing of the match. But overall, decent match between Riho and Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter getting the last laugh, was able to defeat Riho. Of course, she had some help, but it was a pretty decent match. They're continuing to build up Jamie Hayter. Hopefully, they get her in the title picture because, she's over with the fans. She just beat Riho, another big name. So I think it's only a matter of time. And it looks like it's going to lead to Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the interim AEW Women's Championship. But there's been a lot of demand for Jamie Hayter to get some gold. So we'll see if they do that. We'll definitely see if they do that. Here's hoping. Because and I'm also hoping that she'll get a crack at the SWA title at some point in time, because she never had a legit SWA title run because she had to vacate it due to the pandemic, due to COVID. So hopefully that happens as well. But course, you had the main event, Mox versus Penta, which that was a good match. That was a really good match. But of course, we knew Penta wasn't going to beat Mox. But it was still a great match. It was still a really great match. Now, what was really strange? So there's a lot of buildup for MJF. Of course, it was announced that he's going to challenge Mox at Full Gear and that he's going to beat him clean, legit. Stokely Hathaway of the Firm inserted himself into the picture to the point where it annoyed MJF. Then after the main event, they came down to pretty much beat down Moxley. MJF came down to try to stop everybody, and he fired Stokely Hathaway. And then they all beat down MJF. They beat down MJF. And it's like, wow. I really actually did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. So now this is getting really interesting. This is getting really interesting. So the Firm beat down MJF. They beat down Mox. Morrissey chokeslammed MJF. Ethan Page gave him the ego's edge. Wow. So I don't know what to expect, y'all. Because now that's another story, part of the story now. The Firm turning on MJF after Stokely got fired. Them turning on him. Now I really don't know what to think. I don't know if this is a work, a ruse, or just... I don't know. I really don't know. It's very interesting. I will say that. It's very interesting, but I really don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But, and then on Rampage was okay. I mean, Wardlow defended his TNT championship against Matt Taven of the Kingdom, which the Kingdom are signed to AEW now. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, they're part of AEW now. So good for them. Moxley defeated Daddy Magic, Matt Menard. But I mean, and Ty Mello went up against Madison Rayne, which Madison Rayne, it seems like she hasn't really been getting victories since joining AEW. It's kind of a bummer, you know. I feel like Madison Rayne hasn't really been showcased too well. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like she hasn't really been showcased well. But I mean, it is what it is. And then, man, that torture segment. So you had Keith Lee. He pretty much squashed Serpentico in like less than 10 seconds. Then you had the Acclaimed come down. You had Swerve Strickland in the back with Billy Gunn. And he pretty much ended up torturing him with a pair of pliers. And pretty much, I guess, he jacked up Billy Gunn's fingers, I guess, to the point where he can't do the scissoring again anymore. So, whew. It still seems as though things are kind of split between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. I mean, you know, Keith Lee is acting like he's not all for that, but who knows? But I think what's going to end up happening is we're eventually going to see Swerve and Keith Lee split. It's going to happen because you don't want to take those titles off the Acclaimed yet. They just won them. You don't want to take those titles off. You don't want to take those titles off. So I think the split between Keith Lee and Swerve, it's coming. It's coming. It's only a matter of time. So that's all I can really say with that. It was also announced that there will be a AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament, an 8-man tournament, and the winner will get a shot at the AEW World Championship at Winter is Coming. So that'll be after, I believe that's after Full Gear. So, yeah, got that to look forward to. But yeah, winner of that tournament will get a shot at Winter is Coming. So they got that. And it looks like we're going to get Lee Moriarty versus Jon Moxley on Dynamite. So that should be really good. Tiger style. But overall, AEW's been pretty good. Apparently the Elite, as in Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, were backstage during this week's Dynamite. And they had that eerie looking graphic or that, vignette showing the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega being Thanos. And then it showed the AEW logo being Thanos, but it showed the E being eliminated first before the A and the W. I don't know, y'all. I think there was a very specific reason why it did that, but I'm pretty sure they're going to make their return in some capacity. I think they're still going to make their return in some capacity. Just not sure when that will be. But we'll see. John Elite says the Elite getting blipped in the vignette got me confused. Me too. And I'm sure it did for a lot of folks because I'm not really sure what that signifies. I mean, one person in the Discord I'm in was thinking, are they WWE bound? And I don't see it. I definitely don't see that. So that's my whole thing with that. But I mean, we'll have to see. But it's definitely raises a lot of questions. It raises a lot of questions for sure. But oh yeah, I also couldn't help but notice that the Embassy attacked Wardlow and Samoa Joe after the main event of Rampage. And Powerhouse Hobbs came down and joined in. So it looks like we got Brian Cage that wants to go for the ROH World Television Champion, currently held by Samoa Joe. And then Powerhouse Hobbs, he wants that TNT title, currently held by Wardlow. I like what they're doing there. Should be cool. Should be really, really cool. John Elite says, I think the Elite will just get lost in the shuffle if they go to WWE. Yeah, I mean, the Young Bucks, I mean, it's another tag team added to the division, but Kenny Omega, I mean, I feel like they would get toned down. I think not only lost in the shuffle, but I think they would get toned down. Because, I mean, they already don't do much stiff stuff in WWE. So I'm honestly not convinced that they would really shine the right way in WWE. But that's just me. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. But yeah. pretty much all that I have for this week. Also, the Rumble on 44th Street recap video is on its way, so I didn't forget about that. But that video is on its way. And like I said, this weekend there's going to be some more Goddess of Stardom Tag League matches. Next weekend we got Crown Jewel, so we got that to look forward to. We got Hiroshima Goddess Festival to look forward to. So we got a lot of juicy pro wrestling coming up in the coming weeks. So get hyped, y'all. Get hyped. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot to look forward to. But anyway, that will do it for this week's Pro Wrestling Talk recap. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are about everything that's been going on. And just let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank y'all so much for all the love and support and for chatting it up with me. But we'll see how things go very, very soon. Should be good. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Everybody, have a safe and blessed weekend. I know Halloween is on a Monday, but if anybody plans on doing any partying or whatnot, just be safe. Be safe out there. Do me a favor. Be safe. Anyway, God bless. Take care. Rest well. Peace.